Morning, Corvette Land. Thought I'd bring you a real quick recap of some of the things we've been working on with the 69. Past couple weeks, it's been kind of slow going here lately. We're gearing up for a playoff run in football, and so things have been kind of busy. So anyway, just kind of show you a little bit about what we've been tackling. Had a couple of not setbacks, but discoveries that I had to take care of. So we'll show you all that stuff and as we go through. But let me flip my screen. So on the front quarter, we got we got that blocked out pretty nicely. We also worked on this contour here. It was off. It wasn't correct. This is the original fix. It was wrong, so we got it to match what's on the other side, so that's cool. But during that process, I discovered the part of the fix that we made earlier was on a bad fix, so I took it all off and I'm redoing that. So fixing it from the back side first before we can get the front part of the fender lip corrected. Going back over here, we got the seam body filled. Again, you know, all the seams will be filled in and done correctly. Also worked on this radius as well. It still has a little bit of work to do. It needs to match this part of the radius. It does not match. This is again original fix. I noticed this when the car was painted. You could see this like flat area here, so we knew there was a problem there. And then once we stripped it down, that's when we realized it was a little more, a little bigger crack than what we originally figured. So working on that radius as well. Going over here to the front, this is what I discovered yesterday. This piece was cracked. I didn't really want to fix from the front, but I had no choice. I had to dig this out. I cut it with a bit on my Dremel, cut into that crack, fixed it from the back side. So yeah, I don't know if you can see that from there or not. There's too much glare. It's going to be too tough to see. But I don't even know if I'm pointing it at right there. But it's fixed from the back side right there. And then we'll sand that back down and get it corrected. But then we got this side. Filled. We'll be working on that as well. And then we got, excuse my mess here, I was moving stuff around. It's a 3-car garage, but this feels like it's a 1. Body filled here. I had a brain fart yesterday, but we'll fix that. That was a little thick, but we've started to put body fill down on the seam that's on the back. This is one that people miss, and they always have a ripple right here. So we covered that as well. And then today, sometime this evening, I'll work on this one. There's a seam there, and there's some impressions along it that need to be filled. Also want to go back over the original crack that was there, and then we'll fill in all these edges here with a real light skim coat, sand it down real lightly, just to aid in the overall aesthetic of once it gets once we put the high build primer on it, it'll come clear. We are going to have to put some filler on this door right up here at the top. There's a couple of spots here that are very low, gouges from the process to get the paint off of this. This was a different process than the rest of the car. It was extremely difficult to get the paint off of here, but had to be done. there was a process, some sort of reaction process that was going on with the paint from the second paint job, not the factory, but the second paint job. And that whole process has been removed. It's no longer doing that anywhere. It's another reason why I wanted to get this down to bare fiberglass, so that we could make sure that none of that off-gassing or whatever was happening with the fiberglass happened again. And I'm pretty satisfied with what's going on with it right now. So we should be pretty good in that regard. But yeah, some of the process we're doing today. When there's gonna be two parts to this. I'm gonna film the process of blocking that seam on the other side, so you see what process I'm using there. Trying to do a little bit more of that, or I'm gonna try to start doing a little bit more of that, actually you seeing what I'm doing, and not just reporting on it, because that's kind of boring. Anyway, that's a recap. So we'll keep you filled in on the rest of the process. All right, peace out.